Okay, ready? Okay, if you were to explain the importance of your work to a member of the general public, what would you say?
Let's say our project has, let's say, a broad vision. It tries to take together in a collaborative way. So this is a word that I like. Scientists, decision makers, and citizens. Let's say citizen scientists. So basically, trying to make citizen scientists aware of what research is developing and how they can contribute with, usually in hydrometeorology, with their observation, the observation they take during events or just after the events, taking pictures or videos of floods. They can provide, let's say, an actual added value information to decision makers from one side, and also to researchers, because they can improve or validate better their model, because they have more crowdsourced observations. So it's much better than, let's say, describing much better which are the, let's say, the effects and the impacts of extreme events. So they can help, let's say, in two ways. The first one is to provide their observation to the infrastructure, and the other one is to help us in designing the requirements of the infrastructure in order to provide, let's say, an infrastructure that is actually tailored on the requirements not only of scientists but also of people or decision makers, in the sense that we may provide, let's say, to the broader audience, let's say, a really powerful tool to not only to predict but also to understand which are the effects of floods and flash floods. This is on the reverse side, because volunteer computing, basically, they provide the computing power and we do the research. So on the other side, there is a researcher that is doing something about whatever. The approach is reversed in this time. So we start from the requirements for the needs of the citizen scientists, and we provide to them the computational power for, let's say, exploiting the use of their observation, or for, let's say, understanding better which are flash floods and which can be the use of their observation inside the, let's say, civil protection environment idea. As I said before, they can, let's say, help in validate the model. So it's having more observation coming from very different sources, not the institutional one, can be, of course, together with the usual observation, can be of paramount importance in validating the procedure developed for civil protection or for predicting flash floods or floods. On the other side, they can learn how a system, a modeling chain works, how they can contribute to the whole process, how a flash flood develops, how is the risk associated to these events. So it's a mutual benefit. They give the data and they have back some, let's say, knowledge about the processes. We are starting, let's say, the process of collecting requirements from citizen scientists. We have a good community in Italy. There is of meteorological citizen scientists that are collecting observations. So we are in touch with them, and we start a process of involving them in this scientific project. We are trying to do the same in many other countries in order to, let's say, build up a community of a small, let's say, subsample of this larger community in Europe, and to drive and to help us in driving the design of the infrastructure. Through the user forum that is on our website is www.drihm.eu.